Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Watch. I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi here in the 9 News Weather Center. And once again, smoke and hazy skies will be our big story across the Front Range and throughout Colorado as we head over the next few days. But we have a huge change in the weather pattern coming up later on this week. Wednesday night into Thursday, we're going to see our first cloudy, rainy day in some time and around much of the state. But for now, it's kind of the same old story, isn't it? The haze, the hot temperatures, a few isolated storms, but the smoke will be increasing at the surface as we get later on through today. Now, the wildfire smoke is already well above us, and this is mainly smoke from the Pacific Northwest, specifically from the Bootleg fire in southern Oregon and a stream of wildfires in Idaho, Oregon, and Washington State. All of that smoke spilling its way down into Colorado. And right now, as I mentioned, most of that smoke is at the upper levels of the atmosphere. But as we head through the day, it's going to kind of gradually peter on down towards the surface. It's a little bit of a weird dichotomy, though. That same smoke is also keeping our temperatures a little bit on the cooler side and also decreasing the amount of ground ozone. So long story short, we're going to have a lot more smoke than anything else, but it'll be mainly the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. So the air quality today, strikingly enough, despite the fact that we're going to really get a lot of this smoke in place, it's not going to be as bad, certainly as not nearly as bad as what we saw last week, and it's not going to be all that bad in general. But again, certainly some of those sensitive breathing groups, asthmatics, should certainly limit your time outdoors as we get later on through today. Current temperatures mid to upper 80s. That's also a big part of the equation here for your weather picture today. We are talking about some fairly mild temperatures. We'll be getting on up into low 90s for most of eastern Colorado, mid 90s as you get out towards the toasty western slope and again into the mountains. You get 9,000 feet, a lot of 60s and 70s dotting the map in terms of those temperatures. Now, Denver very likely to get to 90 or above for your day today. That would make it our 43rd day at 90 or above so far this year. And you might notice that full year average of 44 days. We will probably get there tomorrow if all things hold. We'll probably get above that by Wednesday. So we're expecting 3 straight days here of 90 plus, and that'll get us above that 44 degree full year average threshold. Now, satellite radar picture, pretty quiet for now. We'll see a few showers and storms trying to develop mainly in the southwestern parts of the state, mainly west of the Continental Divide and south of I-70. That could mean I-70 at Glenwood Canyon could once again be dealing with flash flood warnings and an I-70 closure. So if you're going to go across I-70 through that area, do it now, because later on today we could be dealing with some more issues at Glenwood Canyon. Meantime, tomorrow morning we'll wake up to sunny skies. It does look to be fairly dry in around the Front Range for your day today. You're going to get way up there into the mountains to find any sort of shower or storm chances. And by the way, looking at a very low threat for any flash flooding on the burn scars, aside again from the Grizzly Creek burn scar and some of the ones in southern Colorado. The Cameron Peak, the East Troublesome burn scars should be okay for your day today. Current drought monitor map, we've seen substantial improvements in western Colorado over the last few months thanks to a very active monsoon season. But we'll see some more rain, perhaps maybe chopping into some of those drought conditions out that way as we get later on through your day today. Tonight, temperatures dropping down into the low 60s still. Some of that wildfire smoke, you'll see it. Certainly that sunset 7:53, it'll probably have a bit more of a reddish tint than usual because of that wildfire smoke. And again, most of that is in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. And so again, that'll make that sunset and that sunrise tomorrow morning a bit redder than usual. Tomorrow, that smoke continues to be in place. We'll see temperatures rise a little bit, and I would imagine that the air quality tomorrow will be quite a bit worse than today. So if you're looking for an evening stroll or again evening run, today's probably the better day to do it than tomorrow, because the air quality will be substantially worse for your day tomorrow with warmer temperatures and a bit more wildfire smoke at the surface. Once again, a few popcorn showers and storms mainly in southern Colorado and also in western parts of the state, seeing some of that as well. And then we'll see that kind of dissipate as we get into your Wednesday morning. Highs tomorrow, a lot of mid 90s for us around the Front Range. Then some big changes. I mentioned that. Now notice that big L at the top left-hand side of your screen. That is our big upper level low that'll dip its way on through by Wednesday into Thursday. And this is unusual for this time of year to see this kind of weather pattern shape on up. This is pretty early in the season. We tend to see this more kind of September, October. We're getting one of these big lows in the middle of August. Again, pretty early in the season to see something like that. What that's going to do, it's going to drop those temperatures for you Thursday. And again, Thursday looks to be a fairly cloudy, showery, stormy day, pretty much end to end, especially in the mountains. But we'll see it here in Denver and the Front Range range as well. Meantime, we'll clear things out pretty quickly. Friday and Saturday, very isolated storms and just nice weather. We're talking about mid 80s, overnight lows in the upper 50s. It'll be very pleasant for your Friday and your Saturday. So thank you, upper level low. We are very happy to have you. I'd imagine most of the state is saying that the weekend looking overall pretty nice, and then back to your regularly scheduled low 90s early next week. But as I mentioned, the weekend, mid to upper 80s, overnight lows in the upper 50s. Hey, we'll take it, and storms will be pretty isolated, higher chance as you get into the mountains. So that's the overall weather picture. Again, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday on the hot side and on the smoky side. Then Thursday, big tumble in those temperatures. And then by Friday, we're looking at very nice weather, and that'll continue into the start of the weekend. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi here in the 9 News Weather Center.